Welcome to episode 6 of Strengthen Your Walk. I'm Dr. Mary Neal, a surgeon and author who drowned on a South American river and has lived a life filled with God's tangible presence. In the last episode, I talked about the continuation of our soul after physical death, and today I'm going to talk about the reality of heaven. The spiritual beings who greeted me after my soul left my body and rose above the river were awe-inspiringly beautiful. When I looked at them, I saw only love, even though that's not a visual descriptor in our language. They did have a three-dimensionality of sorts and were wearing flowing robes that were brilliantly bright, radiantly pearlescent, and woven together with the very fibers of love. And they radiated a purity of kindness, understanding, peace, and seemed like the embodiment of joy. As mentioned in Paul's letter to the Philippians, I appreciated that my true citizenship is in heaven. And I felt like I was finally home after my long journey to earth. Now I realize that the idea of home does not bring good feelings to everyone here on earth, and maybe some of you. There are broken homes, dysfunctional homes, and places where love does not abound. But I think everyone can imagine a place of safety and security, a place of unconditional acceptance, where they feel valued, precious, and cherished. That is the sort of home I'm talking about. It's the paradise that Jesus mentioned while he was dying on the cross. And that's the sort of home I return to in heaven. Now, there was a shift in time and dimension so that I could be fully immersed in this spiritual world, but also able to look down at the river and see my body being pulled to shore. I watched as my friends began CPR, and I began to move away down an intensely beautiful pathway toward a great dome structure of sorts. And this pathway, which existed in the middle of nothingness, was alive with every color of the universe and was lined with thousands upon thousands of delicate flowers, and their aromas filled my senses. Now I know that this may not sound like heaven to many of you, or even a pathway to heaven, but to me, this is the very thing that speaks overwhelming beauty and awe to the very depths of my heart. I couldn't imagine a more beautiful experience. And I do believe that God presents to each one of us at the time of our death the encounter that will make us feel individually known. Heaven is real. Heaven is home. Heaven is intensely beautiful. And heaven is where we will each be healthy, whole, and fully reconciled with God, with ourselves, and with all those who have gone before us. But before you long too desperately for the beauty of heaven, I want to remind you that coming to earth is a privilege and a great opportunity for growth that can't happen in heaven. Spending all your time on earth, longing to return to heaven, would be like sitting in your hotel room while on a vacation in some exotic location, just longing to fly home, rather than going out and experiencing everything that location had to offer. When it's your time, you will return. But until then, you have work to do here on earth. Thank you for listening today, and I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Strengthen Your Walk.